Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about a new topic. I'm going to be talking about Formula Off-Road. I'm sure we have all heard of off-roading before, but I had no clue that there's a whole championship format hosted by the FIA. There are 5 hosting countries, which is Denmark, Iceland, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. The premise is pretty simple. You're off-roading. However, there is some points to it and also some rules and regulations. First of all, the max points that you can get is 350, and there's 5 point scoring zones. The zones are designated by markers. As you can see in this video, it's these 2 ones that are parallel to each other. When you pass one of these zones, you get into the point scoring zones. There's 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 250, 250 to 300, 300 to 350. Once you pass these zones, you earn points, but you can also have points deducted. As you can see here, there's quite a few ways for points to get deducted. These can vary from 10 points all the way up to 80 points. For example, if you go through point scoring, if you go into the point score zone 0 to 100 and you have to reverse in order to get a better line, that's a negative 40 point deduction system to your 100. So that'd be 60 points for that zone. Points will also stop being counted after a certain point. There's also times where the points will stop being counted. For example, let's say you're in the 200 point scoring zone, but you missed the gate or entrance into the 300 point scoring zone. Your attempt will be ended and you'll be left with only the points that you scored, such as 200 since you made it into that zone, but you cannot progress any further. Let's take a look at this short clip for more context.
Doesn't manage to go all the way. Is that a roll from him? Yes, it is. 230 points for length, 160 penalty points. Leaves Grimer with 70.
As you can see from that video, his points stopped being counted when he started to roll. And also in that clip, you could see that he had 230 points, but he also had 160 penalty points, which only allowed him to, after all of that, only have 70 points. That is not his only try though, because during the off-road event, there is 6 or more tracks, and they will do all of them depending on what kind of day that they're having, and that can also get them more points. At the end of the competition, whoever has scored the most points for their category wins. Speaking of categories, there are 2. There's modified and unlimited. Modified, it must take the shape of a regular car, whereas the unlimited version basically is that. Unlimited, doesn't really have any rules other than the safety protocols. In the Icelandic version, there is a 3rd category called street legal, and it's exactly as it sounds. It's a street legal car that goes off-roading. However, it's not very common seeing that category. It's mostly just the first 2. During the different tracks, there's also a couple different events. There's a timed event, and then the one that we just saw, which is like the regular, and then there's a time bonus that can be also stacked onto the regular event. The timed version is exactly as it sounds. It's whoever can get through the course as fast as possible, and there is slightly less penalties, such as if you reverse on the timed one, you don't get penalized. Whoever makes it across the finish line first receives 350 points. Those following get a 1 point penalty for every 1/10 of a second off of the fastest time. However, there's typically only one timed event per competition. Formula Off-Road has been held in the USA before, however it is typically held in more Scandinavian, European countries. The premiere has just started in Iceland and it is going on this week, so stay tuned for more information regarding Formula Off-Road.